Hello, everyone. It's Rosin. It's a little after a quarter after 10 on May 24th, 2020. Currently, I am staring at my monitor at my desk in front of this microphone in my hot as hell room back home. But what I should be doing right now is in a parallel dimension where we weren't suffering from a global pandemic. I would be in Schaumburg, Illinois, participating in my very first fighting game tournament, Combo Breaker 2020, which understandably had to be canceled due to concerns regarding COVID-19. Personally, very happy that they decided to cancel it. Safety and health always comes first. I cannot stress this enough, no matter what hobby or, thing you want to get into in life. Your well-being and safety always comes first, so I'm happy that they went ahead and canceled it. I'm not even sure the state would have even let them host the tournament, to be completely frank with you. Probably still not. I know Illinois isn't really open up or anything yet, which is frankly good. I think that some places are opening up a little too early, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I can't lie. I'm super bummed. I was really looking forward to this weekend. It was going to be kind of a vacation for me. Taking some time off and just being able to go travel a little bit down south, participate in, like I said, my very first fighting game tournament, meet up with some online pals, and just, see what this genre is like played at a tournament level. And just, I've watched streams of fighting game tournaments for so long, and goddamn, that was a pretty sick combo. I'm real happy with that. Ooh, I even got the second super, that's dope. But yeah, I've watched streams of fighting game tournaments going back to 2013, I want to say, and I was so ready to finally experience that on the ground floor with my very own eyes and just really get a sense of what this community actually feels like in an offline environment. And yeah, I'm really bummed that kind of got taken away from me. But I mean, everything's getting taken away from everyone this summer. It's just the unfortunate reality that we're kind of stuck in here. But what I decided to do instead was I spent the weekend playing a bunch of fighting games with a bunch of different people. I played with some people in my, the Rosin brand, channel server, played some Third Strike with a couple people. I played fighting games. In fact, I just streamed Multi-Blood with Jake and Mark, my two good friends who you're going to see more footage of in this video. And we just made the best of it and made up for the fact that we weren't going to be able to, well, at least Jake, Mark wasn't going to show up, but, just make up for the fact that we were supposed to be involved in a tournament this weekend, and now we're just kind of waiting for next year's tournament, so that's unfortunate. I am looking forward to making Combo Breaker 2021 my first fighting game tournament, though. I really can't wait to, participate in that, and God... maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe I'll be a little bit better at Uniclear. And in fact, I wasn't going to this time around just because I think I'm still pretty not great at it. But, Combo Breaker 2021, think I am going to try participating in that Multi-Blood tournament because, fuck it. Why not? If I'm there, I might as well try to participate. It's only an extra, I think $10 or so per tournament. So, yeah, next year I'm definitely going to register for that too, and hopefully finding a hotel room won't be as much of a pain in the ass, because that was a scramble, and I got very concerned about that, but luckily I was able to find something nearby, even though I was a little late registering for the tournament itself this year. So, but yeah, what you're seeing here, I don't know if I've explained the footage yet in this video. This is my third attempt trying to record this, because I've frankly just been kind of at a loss for what to say. It's such a weird situation, and it's so easy to get kind of depressing about it, oh no, the world's a mess right now, I can't play my video games or whatever, but, you gotta keep upbeat, even when things are looking bad. But what you're seeing here is hours of match footage condensed down into select matches that, I'm sure I missed some cool moments just because there was so much footage to go through, but basically, when cross-tag battle, oh god, I could have followed up, what the fuck am I doing, god. I could have won the match there, probably, but what you're seeing is BlazBlue cross-tag battle footage recorded back in November, I believe right after the 2.0 content update dropped. Me and my friends just went hard on it. This game is so fun to play with friends. I know this game gets a bad rap in some circles, and there's a lot of people that really like to, poo-poo on it, which is, frankly, I think, undeserved. This is a very fun game. I think any hyper fighter, tag-based game, 2-on-2 or 3v3 fighter that's can get a little silly, gets a lot of undeserved hate thrown its way, just because they can get so hectic and, so loosey-goosey compared to other fighting games. But this game is fun as fuck. So we got footage here with Johnson, Jake, Antinomi, Mark, all my friends that I'm sure I've played fighting games with for the series before, and you've probably seen them play before on the other videos in the series. But yeah, we just went real hard on cross-tag battle for like 3 days in a row, and I, not gonna lie, lost most of my matches. In fact, this is this is the third time this has happened where cross-tag battle first came out, and they're like, Rosin, play with us, and I was like, hell yeah. Actually, it's only ever one person that says like, hey Rosin, jump in, play with us or whatever, and I'm like, I haven't played the tutorial, but okay, and they're like, no, it's fine, you don't need to, just fucking jump in, play with us. And then I get my ass kicked, and then someone else will chime in, bro, have you played the tutorial yet? You don't seem to know what you're doing. And I'll go like, I was told to jump in, I'm sorry. This happened with cross-tag battle at launch, this happened with Samurai Showdown, and then this happened again with cross-tag battle 2.0. To be fair, this one I am most at fault for, I'd say, because I had all that time in between the launch of this game and the 2.0 version to actually learn how to play it properly, but I just didn't give it the time of day. I was focused on other games, and even though I have a lot of fun playing this game with friends every now and again, I'd be lying if I said I played this consistently. I've barely touched this game, frankly, and like maybe once every month, maybe even less than that, I'll play this game. And yeah, as you can see from my losses, I very clearly have very little idea what I'm doing. The active switch mechanics in this game, where you can kind of call in a partner and then you can press a button combination again. See, I don't even know the universal mechanics as well as I probably should, but there's a lot of different freeform stuff you can do with calling in your partner and then having them still remain on the field and doing additional attacks, and also withdrawing them so that you can kind of hold them on the field and then release the partner button and then start attacking again, and they'll weigh in. There's a lot of complexity to this game with the partner system. Johnson right here actually plays this game a lot, and he participates at the tournament level, and as to my knowledge does pretty well for himself. I admittedly don't know how he performs in tournaments, but I believe he's pretty good. At least he's good enough to kick my ass, and that's all that matters in terms of watching my personal development in this series. He is by far, I want to say, the best cross-tag battle player in our group, and he's the one who definitely puts the most time in. So whenever I play games with him, I try to pay extra attention, though admittedly I should probably be paying a high level of attention to everyone who I'm fighting against, because maybe I could pick up on more things that way. But yeah, Johnson really doesn't fuck around, so whenever I'm fighting him, I know I'm getting the real deal. Excuse me, my throat's going out on me. I've been recording a lot of footage lately just because I got a long weekend. Got a 4-day weekend thing going on here because got Friday off, and then tomorrow's Memorial Day. Look at that, just all the way across the screen. Almost it was a 69 hit combo. Amazing, good shit. And yeah, as you can see, there's kind of a little bit of a comeback factor called Resonance Blaze here that you can actually build up when you use more and more partner actions, and you can't see it now because it's kind of covered up, but there's a diamond thing to the towards the center of the screen. On player 1 side, it's to the right of the meter. On player 2 sides, it's to the left of the meter. And you level that up as you use partner abilities. And I was so close to winning that match, and then I fucked it up at the very end there. Very, very unfortunate, but also kind of the story of my life when it comes to fighting games. But yeah, as you use more and more of your partner abilities, you level up that assist gauge, and then your Resonance Blaze becomes stronger. And if you level it up all the way, you can perform like an Astral Finish, BlazBlue style, which for those of you who don't know is kind of like an insta-kill that's pretty tricky to land. I don't know in this game if you can combo into it or not. I'm sure it's like a lot of games where some characters can, some characters can't. Don't quote me on anything in this game. I really am very, very amateur at cross-tag battle. So yeah, you can see Mark here trying to play the Akana Heart girl, who I don't know the name of. Oh yeah, Celica, that's her name. I don't know anything about Arcana Heart, to be completely honest with you. See, I know, like, the one Ruby Rose combo, and I don't even know if I knew much about Akatsuki going into these matches just because he was so new. Again, Akatsuki was included in the 2.0 version of the game, so I'm kind of experimenting here and figuring shit out. Ruby is pretty ridiculous, though. A lot of my success in this game, I feel like, comes from the fact that her normals are just ridiculous, and her movement can be ridiculous. In fact, so ridiculous I have a very hard time controlling it. And there's the happy birthday. Whoops, that was a bad assist call on my part. But God. See, even stuff I've picked up since November, when I recorded this footage, I'm noticing mistakes and things I could have done differently that would have resulted in better outcomes. Ooh, that super was brutal. And that was a really bad switch on my part, but you can spend a little bit of meter to call in the other character and kind of use it as a burst, like in other fighting games. I love that stupid X kick super. It just goes through everything. It's great. But yeah, just I really regretted taking so long to talk over this footage because, again, I told everyone that I was playing with, like, oh yeah, back in November, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I'll you know, use this footage or whatever, because, you know, I always want to ask people permission if I can use footage when we play, and if they don't want to, or they're like, yeah, maybe don't, then I respect that. But you know, I asked everyone, like, oh hey, do you mind if I record this for my YouTube thing? And they're like, yeah, fine, it's, you know, it's good. And then I was like, yeah, okay, I'll probably get that up soon, and then I just never did it, and now I'm finally talking over it all the way here in May. Like, God, just over half of a year later, even, or about half of a year, actually, just a little over. But yeah, I'm happy I'm talking over this now, considering, just, you know, the combo breaker cancellation stuff, because what this footage kind of represents to me, on top of me being bad and having a long road to climb, and, or a long road to climb, you don't climb roads, a long mountain to climb in terms of learning how to play these games, is just also the fact that, you know, a reaffirmation as to why I play these games. It's a lot of fun just shooting the shit with friends and playing these games, and just, you know, there's kind of this universal thing you're all partaking in and watching. Everyone's spectating the match, everyone's making jokes and jabs, and you're all laughing at the same ridiculous situations. Look at this, happy birthday. Fuck yeah, I got the kill. And hell yeah, overhead. Your C button in this game is interesting. So this game, like a lot of 4-button fighters, is A, B, C, D. Your D is basically your active switch, or your switch command, but then you can use it for other stuff too. It's actually kind of a 5-button fighter now that I think about it, because you do have a separate partner button too that you need to use a lot. So you have A, B, C, D, and P. But your C button is kind of used as, it's called the clash button, and it's kind of used for a bunch of different mechanics that, like, if you do it just when you're standing still, like you're in the neutral position, you'll do an overhead attack, and if that lands, you'll be able to... And see, I did something cool there, but then I couldn't follow up because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Antonomi's also very good at this game, as you can see. His Susanoo is very scary, and also his Yumi, which, I don't know what the temperature is on Yumi these days, but I remember when we were playing this now, the talk of the town seemed to be that Yumi was one of the best characters in the game, so... I actually don't know how much rebalancing has been done since this content update came out, so who knows. But yeah, Yumi can be pretty ridiculous in terms of normals and stuff like that. But no, as I was saying, your C attack, if it lands, you kind of go into this thing where both characters come up on screen and just start pounding on the enemy. But then when you do it in the air, it kind of acts as like a dive kick button. It kind of varies between characters, or a sweep when you do it crouching. That was a very goofy interaction, the super into the counter, but I won out in the end. Though now I'm in the corner, so that's not great. A lot of the matches I chose were ones that were very close in nature, just because I think they're the most exciting to watch. And frankly, I think are some of the better examples of my play when I'm on my bullshit. There's a lot of matches of me just getting demolished that I probably also could have chosen to put in here. In fact, I think there may be one or two that I just haven't been talking over. But it's really just me being bad at blocking. That's something that I've really been trying to work on. I really have a bad time judging when it's my turn in games, and I feel like that's something I just really need to grind out. I've gotten a lot better at it in Melty Blood and Undernight, and I think a lot of that has just come with experience. You start to realize as you defend against more and more opponents where their open points are for where you can start to hit back. But it's still something. I want to press buttons too often. It's just a big problem for me. And also reacting to overheads and lows, and I just need to work on that in general. That Melty Blood stream that I just did with Jake and Mark, you can see Jake really fucking me up with his low-high mix-ups, and also just going in for command grabs in positions where I'm just not ready to react to them. It's an ongoing process that I need to get better at, either interrupting or jumping when I need to, or just shifting my blocking so that I, am paying a little bit more attention. See, look at that shit. The one thing that is really cool about this game, oh yeah, fuck yeah, double super. I could have extended that more if I had done neutral B, but I didn't know that at the time I recorded this. Oh god, the fucking switch into the grab, that's goofy. No, as I was saying... no, but what I was saying is that something that's pretty unique and cool about this game, in my opinion, compared to other fighting games, is I really like how they handle the auto combos in here. I know Dragon Ball FighterZ kind of has a similar thing going on where you can mash like AAA or BBB, and you have two separate auto combos of, differing uses. But I really like how it chains together with moves in this game, where what you can do in this game is you can, at least for all the characters I've played around with, so I don't know how universal this is for example, for Akatsuki, you can do like AAA into BBB into Super, and then also in Akatsuki's case, you can get a bounce after the Super, and then you can follow up with BBB again. And that was a very goofy round loss to me, because I was like, oh, he won't go through my projectile. I should have known that he would. That was a bad call on my part. Whoops. Once again, losing the match for silly reasons. That's just the Rasen way right now. Hopefully one day it won't be. But, yeah, I just really like how this game handles auto combos, and it feels like once you start to get a better sense of how they interact with your character's moves and, supers and stuff like that, you can really start to get a sense of what to do when you land a hit with your character without worrying too much about the execution, though obviously as you start to get into more advanced stuff, which I admittedly haven't yet, I do know that it becomes a little more complex in terms of dealing optimal damage. Jake is playing Blitz Tank. Is it Blitz? Yeah, it's Blitz Tank. I always want to call this Skull Tank for some reason. Well, for some reason, the fact it has a fucking skull on it. But no, I told Jake I would throw this match in as an apology, because when we played Undernight and I recorded that footage, I threw in the match where he was playing Mika and I beat him with my Akatsuki, and he was like, bro, that's not even fair. I was kicking your ass with Akatsuki and I don't even play Mika. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. So as an apology for misrepresenting Jake's skill compared to mine with that Mika match footage last time around, I told him I would throw in this match footage where he's kicking my ass with Waldstein and Blitz Tank. Waldstein's hitboxes in this game are hilarious, and honestly all of the characters' hitboxes are kind of funny, because there's all these different art assets from different games with obviously different mechanics and play styles, I guess you could say. They all had to be uniform into one game, so a lot of characters with really far-reaching moves obviously had to get their range just toned down, which can result in some very funny-looking animations in this game. I do really appreciate this game for being just an old school style, like mid-2000s, like art asset mashup crossover game. This might be the last one we ever get, admittedly, as more and more games become 3D, even 2D fighting games, where they start to go for like models in lieu of actual character sprites. This might be the swan song of this style of crossover. What you're seeing here is match footage I recorded on the Switch, which I know some of you may be laughing at because Switch players, not the best at fighting games. I one time told Johnson that sometimes when I'm having my depressive episodes, I'll just pop open my Switch and I'll practice Undernight combos or play a little BB tag. And usually I don't play online, but sometimes I do, and I told Johnson it always makes me feel better, because I know, as bad as I am, at least I've come further than a lot of Switch players have. And Johnson was very bewildered by that comment, and then told me I was playing fighting games for the wrong reason, which, absolutely fair, because I was mostly speaking in jest, though. But I do have to admit, Switch player base often leaves a lot to be desired in terms of skill. So yeah, this is just me playing 2 matches, actually knowing a little bit more about my characters now. I probably should have recorded some on PS4 just so that they were a little more honest. Again, like I said, Switch player base ain't great. And for some reason, very popular with role players. A lot of the time you'll go into a Switch BB tag lobby, just role players everywhere. I don't know why Switch in particular attracted that group, but who knows. But yeah, as you can see, with a little bit of knowledge going into training mode and actually having played the tutorials through at least once, granted, I feel like a lot of that information is now out of my head again because I haven't been playing this game for so long. Yeah, I should probably re-catch up on the fundamentals of this game and how all the core mechanics work again. Because even in these matches, you can see I'm not using everything in terms of the like active switch and like cross-assault stuff that I could be doing. I'm mostly relying on things I picked up from playing around in training mode with these 2 characters and seeing how to effectively combo. But yeah, just simple stuff like that, and then can I follow up after this? Yes, I can. See, that's something I picked up on a little bit after that November session play-a-thon that I had with my friends. I became a lot more comfortable with Akatsuki after realizing how all of his stuff was supposed to work and flow together. And he's a very fun character. I really like Akatsuki in this game. I like him in Under Night too, but apparently he's a little bit closer to the original Akatsuki Blitzkampf in this game too. I should try playing that game using the community edition that they made for that and actually have some Akatsuki Blitzkampf gameplay as part of the series. That'd be fun. I've never really played that game much. Fucked up my Ruby combo there. My Ruby combo is pretty simple. It's just kind of auto combo launch into like AB, jump cancel AB into the like scissor blade or buzzsaw cut or whatever that thing is called, where she spins and kind of knocks you back down. That right there. That's kind of my combo ender. You can follow up with an assist and do some fancy stuff too, but usually I can't. There we go, though. I got that finish with Akatsuki. Speaking of Switch gameplay, I have... One of these days I'm going to need to record an episode talking about the night I just played for way too long until like 5 in the morning, which I don't really often do much anymore, frankly. I believe I had a little bit of downtime. I think I had the day off the next day or something, just had like a 3-day weekend. I just played way too much Under Night In-Birth EXE Late Clear on Switch after it came out, and I went on a bit of an adventure with that I definitely need to catalog as part of the series because it went places I was not anticipating. But yeah, if you want to play these games against people that seem to be a little more in the know in terms of what to do at a competitive level, you should probably be playing on PC or PS4. I still think Xbox, I don't actually know, but I think, I don't keep up with it because I don't have one, but I think Xbox One sadly still misses out on a lot of these games, which is a shame, but, understandable just because they're already kind of niche, and it seems like most of the players that would be interested in these games tend to lean more towards the PlayStation side of things because, Japanese games and whatnot. So yeah, we got Punch Girl versus Punch Boy over here. Block that. And these characters talk a lot. It's something I gotta get used to compared to some of the other games I played. Though, admittedly, in Under Night and Melty Blood, they talk a lot too. But it feels like every punch in this game has a larger soundbite than what I'm used to associated with it. There's the kick and the follow-up. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit of BB tag. and hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.